Okay, this one's called News Report. So pretty much what will happen is, you know how they cut away on news channels and they say, okay, we're now going to pass it over to Rebecca, who has all the insight on Black Friday sales at Walmart. And then you would play Rebecca, who knows everything about Black Friday sales. And so we'll just keep tossing it back and forth. But you have to label me as an expert in the field of something. All right. We start off with one idea, but that idea can go wherever it wants. Just because we're talking about rabbits doesn't mean the whole 5 minutes has to be about rabbits.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I'm in.
All right. Give me a suggestion.
I'm looking at a couch. Tell me about couches.
All right. Christmas is coming up, and man, oh man, do families want new couches after the pandemic and everybody's sitting down for so long. Couches have gotten worn out. It's time for new couch season. And man, they have been going off the shelf. Actually, people have been spending their stimuluses on couches. We actually have a couch shortage, and more on that. Jacob, can you please tell us about the couch shortage happening in Arkansas right now?
Yes, this is Jacob here from Arkansas. I'm on Chopper 10 here. I'm hovering above a small riot outside this Mac and Denny's furniture store here. There's over 400 people. They're starting fires. A car's been flipped over. Right now, the chaos is getting out of control. I don't feel safe right now. We're going to take the chopper up another 100 meters. Get an aerial shot of the destruction going on here. While we're going to stay abreast of this developing story, I'm going to pass it over to Trevor to talk about new research in mermaid technology.
Thank you so much. This is Trevor researching with mermaid technology. With all the destruction happening in our state as of recently, we've been looking out for the power of Atlantis. How can the power of Atlantis help us in our society? As it seems like we're on the brink of no hope. And we just think, since mermaids are such a mystical and magical creature, I mean, we all remember the first time we learned about Ariel and the powers of having legs and no legs and a fishtail. We want that same whimsical spirit inside of our bodies once again. So, to take us on the magical land of childhood spirit and what it could possibly do for our own nutrition, I'm going to give it to Dr. Heisenberg on childhood spirit and nutrition.
Yes, this is Dr. Heisenberg. Thank you, Trevor. I'm here to talk about childhood. Was it childhood spirit you were?
Yes, it was.
Spirit. Okay. And nutrition. Yes. We're talking about children and nutrition. And with all the new breakthroughs in Atlantean technology and mermaids, we've been feeding children seaweed in large quantities. Children love seaweed. Surprisingly, when they grow their own seaweed, they eat the seaweed. But in our laboratory next to the ocean, we've been testing all kinds of different flavored seaweeds. And we've, and by the way, buy my seaweed, Dr. Heisenberg's seaweed, Seaweed Plus, and also Seaweed SpongeBob. They're shaped like SpongeBobs, and we feed them to kids. And they actually increase brain functioning 11%. They increase reading 14%. They decrease behavior incidents by 26%. And so it's been quite a scientific breakthrough. I'm actually shortlisted on several prizes. Not to toot my own horn, but yeah, please do buy Dr. Heisenberg's special seaweed SpongeBob shaped medication. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Stephanie over to talk to us about the emerging trends in dancing for elderly people and the music and the kind of music scene that we're seeing, this craze that's broken through the elderly world around this new dancing.
Thank you, Dr. Heisenberg. Stephanie here reporting on dancing in front of elderly people. Boy, oh boy, are we having a good time here with the ballerinas of St. Juilliard. They are performing their little tails off in front of these elderly people. Actually, it has done more damage than it has done good. A lot of these elderly people are dying of high blood pressure because they're so worked up at how great the dancing is. They've all been reaching for dollar bills and trying to pinch as many of the cheek faces. That's right, the cheek faces. They are trying to pinch both the cheek and the face all at the same time. 6 hands coming at one person's face. We've had a couple of deaths of a few ballerinas along with elderly people. It is safe to say that this was a complete disaster. And we're looking at you, Mayor John. What are you going to do about this crisis? This is ridiculous. This is the 10th program you've tried to do for the elderly where both participants and elderly have died. So for more on the destruction of our great city and state, I'm going to pass it over to Trish, who has all the latest on PlayStation 5D4.
This is Trish here. I am at Sony Laboratories in Japan right now at Trish D4. I'm learning about the new capacity of our new Sony PlayStation consoles, which now take you right into the metaverse. All they need is all of your information, your social security number, all your DNA, with a simple ocular scan, a small pinprick of blood, and all your background financial information. You are transported for up to 10 minutes into the metaverse, where you will be tickled by all kinds of bears. That's the only app they have right now. The only game that's out so far is a game where you're tickled by many giant furry bears. But since it's the metaverse, you can actually feel all the tickles realistically. You do have to sign a waiver before you go into the metaverse that you will not sue the bears or attack the bears. They are played by skilled actors, but it is quite a journey to take. If you're willing to give up that much information, you can have this experience right now down just get your new Sony 4DFM console and get started. Plug it in, ready to go. Great for all ages. Get into the metaverse with us right now. I'm going to pass it over to Tony back in the studio, and Tony's got a young man with him who has been through quite an experience over there of a near-death experience at a roller coaster that could happen to anybody. I'm going to pass it over to Tony to share about this intense journey this young man had.
Why, hello. It's thank you so much. Tony here reporting at Kings Island. Yes, this young man had a very near-death experience by riding the Beast roller coaster. The young man is a former ballerina and says that it was still better than performing in front of the elderly. Do you hear that, Mayor John? Do you hear that? I just want to make sure that you... Oh, wait, this just in. Oh, I see. Okay. Mayor John has now issued PlayStation 5D4s to all the elderly so that they can be tickled by the bears all day long, and thus solving our biggest crisis. That's it.